Welcome to the Pure Performance Cafe. May I take your order?
Yes, I would like a shot of Pure Performance, please.
Coming right up.
Welcome to another episode of Pure Performance Cafe, today live from Estonia, from Tallinn, and I'm actually here with Mark Heistek. Hopefully I got the name right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. Hey Mark, we're both speakers here at the DevOps Tallinn, and you just had a fascinating presentation from kind of drawing parallels to nature, what we can learn from nature, and you also had a nice case study from the Dutch railway company. So I have maybe want to give a little recap on what the most interesting things are that you've learned from nature that you're applying right now when you have your consulting engagements, because it seems fascinating what we can learn from nature.
Okay, I will do. Let's start at the beginning. I did a study about biomimicry, and bio means nature, and mimi is from mimic. Yeah. So how can we learn from nature, and how can we look for solutions in nature for problems we have nowadays in companies? Mm-hmm. So I use, for example, at the Dutch railways, I used nature as a mentor. So I was looking at swarm intelligence. So how can big groups of organisms without any leadership make complex decisions or emerge complex behavior? Mm-hmm. So I used that at Dutch railways. And the most important thing is that from swarm intelligence is that we have simple rules. Yeah. So we draw up some simple rules and give these to the teams. And these are the rules they need to comply to. And that helped the teams to unleash their talents and their potentials.
Mm. I thought this was really interesting when you said basically before you came in, the employees were told what to do, right? They had very strict and then they didn't unleash the power. You talked about one particular gentleman that was always like kind of focused on his laptop, and he was just like kind of introverted. And then once you said, do whatever you want, basically, but here are some ground rules. You want to improve user experience and user happiness and obviously revenue. Yes. You guys figure it out, and all of a sudden that unleashed everything.
Correct. Yeah.
That was fascinating for me.
Yeah. That was this particular guy. He was always working on accessibility, because the Dutch railways is also due to regulation. They need to comply to some kind of accessibility rules for blind people or elderly, etc. Mm-hmm. But it's not only for the trains, but also for the website and the app they use. Mm-hmm. We make. And he was really into that, but just doing his work. And now with these simple rules really unleashed his talent, and now he's teaching classrooms full of people about accessibility, going to conferences himself, and really using new tools to make it awesome.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's for me, it's the most amazing thing to see how people grow in their role. Yeah. And that's only possible because we give them freedom. Not a green field, but within boundaries. Mm-hmm. This is the vision, these are the boundaries. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead, and we just supported him in that. Mm-hmm. That's also really important. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you come back to the simple rules, right? You had a lot of examples from bees and from ants. There's a lot of interesting things we can learn from nature. I believe you also had at the end right now, you showed a website. It was called asknature.org.
Asknature.org, yeah. It's a website where all findings of biologists are put on, or the ones who are aligned with that. So they're looking at nature and just give a report how nature reacts. But we can translate that into solutions for problems. So I'm now having a problem and looking for a solution. Mm-hmm. For example, collaboration I just showed. And you see that everything comes back with bees, or even also mangrove forests. Mm-hmm. There's also a nice collaboration within trees itself, and we can learn a lot from that. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Mark, can you quickly remind me if our listeners want to maybe follow you, get in touch with you, what's the best way of doing this?
You can get in touch with me via email, mark at needle with 3 e's.nl, or via Twitter at Mark Heistek. Mm-hmm. And LinkedIn, of course. Perfect. So just Google me, Mark Heistek, Heistek, and then you can find me.
Perfect. We'll also put the name out there on our website.
Great.
And awesome. Hey, thank you so much, and hopefully you inspire more people to mimic nature.
Yeah, thank you.